Have you ever been caught off guard by a sudden urge to go, only to worry you won't make it in time? If you're over 70 and facing bladder leaks or urgent surprises, know this: it doesn't have to be your reality anymore. Many women believe bladder struggles are simply something they must accept with age, a private burden to carry silently. But the truth is, your daily routines and habits have a powerful impact on your bladder health, often in ways you don't even notice. Changing these small patterns can open the door to real relief and renewed confidence. Imagine waking up feeling secure, stepping out without hesitation, and laughing freely without fear. This video will reveal 8 common habits many women over 70 have adopted. Habits that might seem harmless, but could be making leaks worse. Recognizing and adjusting them can be the key to reclaiming control over your body and your life. If you felt embarrassed, discouraged, or isolated because of bladder leaks, remember this: you are worthy of dignity, strength, and peace of mind. There's hope and help available, and you have the power to make meaningful change. Let's take this step together. Open your heart to new possibilities, learn these vital habits, and begin your journey toward freedom. You are stronger than you think, and the best chapter is yet to come. Number 1, putting off bathroom trips. Imagine your bladder as a finely tuned orchestra, sending gentle signals like soft melodies to your brain, guiding you when it's time to pause and take a break. But when you ignore those whispers, it's like the music suddenly turns chaotic. Notes out of sync, rhythms speeding up unexpectedly. What was once a calm, predictable tune becomes a loud, urgent alarm, catching you off guard and stealing your sense of control. This is what happens when you put off going to the bathroom. Your body's natural harmony gets disrupted, making leaks and urgency harder to manage. It's easy to think that waiting a little longer before heading to the bathroom is no big deal. Maybe you want to avoid multiple trips, or you're waiting for a more comfortable or private moment. But regularly delaying when nature calls can actually make bladder leaks more frequent and harder to manage. When you hold in urine for too long, your bladder stretches beyond its normal size. Over time, this stretching wears down the strength and responsiveness of the bladder muscles. Instead of signaling you early, your bladder starts sending urgent alarms suddenly and without much warning, making accidents more likely. For women over 70, this is especially challenging because the body's natural reflexes and muscle strength tend to decline with age. What used to be plenty of notice before needing the restroom might now be just a few moments, sometimes not enough to get there in time. And when your bladder has been trained to hold large amounts for extended periods, it can lose its natural timing and control. But it's not just a physical issue. Your brain and bladder communicate constantly, and when you ignore the signals, your brain becomes less attentive to the message. This disconnect means that when you really do need to go, the response might be delayed, leading to those sudden, uncontrollable urges. Many women delay bathroom visits out of habit or convenience, perhaps due to mobility concerns, discomfort with public restrooms, or simply wanting to avoid interrupting activities. While understandable, this pattern often causes more trouble in the long run by increasing the risk of leaks and bladder unpredictability. To break this cycle, try setting a gentle schedule to visit the restroom every 2 to 3 hours, whether or not you feel a strong urge. This helps your bladder maintain a steady routine, strengthens the muscles, and reduces episodes of urgency and leakage. Remember, your body's signals are not nuisances. They are important messages. By respecting these cues and responding promptly, you help rebuild trust and communication between your brain and bladder. Over time, this simple shift can bring greater comfort, confidence, and control. Taking care of your bladder health is a form of self-respect and kindness toward your body. The small act of honoring your urge to go is actually a powerful step toward reclaiming your independence and peace of mind. Number 2, drinking too much before bed. What starts as a gentle habit, a comforting sip of water before sleep, can quietly turn into a nightly struggle for women over 70. Our bodies, ever changing with time, sometimes ask for new care and understanding. That simple glass of water, once harmless, may now wake you in the dark, interrupting your rest and shaking your peace of mind. This isn't a failing. It's your body signaling its new rhythm, asking you to listen with kindness. As the night deepens, your kidneys become more active, working overtime when you should be resting. Drinking too close to bedtime often means waking up with an urgent need that feels impossible to ignore. If you've ever found yourself rushing through a dim hallway or feeling vulnerable to unexpected leaks, know that these are natural challenges, ones that don't define your strength or worth. They're simply part of your body's story, asking for gentle adjustments. Add in slower steps, joints that ache, and the quiet of nighttime, and it's easy to see why those bathroom trips can feel like hurdles. Every interruption chips away at your rest, leaving fatigue that drains your spirit and weakens your body's ability to hold steady. But this cycle isn't a trap. It's an invitation to care for yourself differently, to find new ways to honor your health and your dreams of peaceful nights. Here's the hopeful truth. Small changes can create big relief. Shifting your fluid intake to earlier in the day, nourishing your body when it's most ready, can ease the burden on your bladder come nightfall. If thirst visits after dinner, try just a few thoughtful sips instead of a full glass. And if medications require bedtime water, speak with your healthcare provider about the best plan for you. These gentle shifts can calm nighttime urgency, lessen leaks, and gift you back the quiet, uninterrupted rest you deserve. Above all, remember that caring for your bladder is an act of deep respect for yourself, body and soul. Each mindful choice honors your strength and preserves your quality of life. You deserve nights filled with calm and days energized by true rest. By tuning into your body's needs with compassion, you step into a new chapter of wellness, resilience, and grace. See this change not as a setback, but as a beautiful opportunity to nurture yourself in new ways. By listening to your body's signals and adjusting your habits with care, you're stepping into a powerful journey of self-respect and renewal. This is more than managing symptoms. It's reclaiming your nights, your peace, and your joy. You've faced life's twists with courage and heart, and this is just another step forward, one where you continue to grow stronger, wiser, and more radiant every day. Number 3, relying on caffeinated drinks like coffee or tea. There's something deeply comforting about that morning cup of coffee or the warm familiarity of afternoon tea. For many women, these moments are more than habits. They are daily rituals woven into the fabric of life, little acts of self-care or treasured pauses shared with friends. They bring comfort, warmth, and routine. But as your body changes with time, even these gentle pleasures can take on a different role, one that may quietly challenge your bladder's strength and steal some of your daily ease. Caffeine, found in coffee, many teas, sodas, and even certain medications, can be an invisible agitator. It's a natural diuretic, meaning it signals your body to produce more urine. On top of that, it stimulates the bladder directly, increasing the urgency and frequency of bathroom trips. What once felt like a harmless pick-me-up can become the root of unexpected leaks, restlessness, and the unsettling sense that your bladder is no longer entirely under your control. You may have noticed the signs: having to excuse yourself from conversations, not quite making it through a walk in the park without a sudden dash to the restroom, or feeling nervous during car rides or outings. And yet these moments often don't come with a clear warning. That second cup of coffee or late afternoon tea may feel like a necessity or a joy, but your body might be trying to tell you it's become too much. This isn't about giving up joy, it's about redefining what joy looks like for you now. Small changes, like choosing herbal teas a few days a week or limiting caffeine to the morning hours, can have a powerful ripple effect on your bladder health. You're not depriving yourself. You're creating room for comfort, for calm, and for confidence. You're learning to choose what supports your strength, not what silently undermines it. Start noticing how your body responds. Maybe one morning cup is fine, but a second triggers discomfort. Maybe the decaf still carries just enough caffeine to push your bladder past its limit. Every woman's body's different, and this journey is about honoring what yours is telling you. Listening closely without judgment can help you reclaim a sense of agency and peace you may not have felt in a long time. And here's the most important truth. Making mindful choices isn't a sign of restriction, it's a sign of empowerment. It's you rising to meet your body where it is now. It's you deciding that your comfort, confidence, and well-being matter more than any tradition in a cup. By letting go of what no longer serves you and embracing what lifts you up, you're not just adjusting, you're thriving, growing, and stepping into a wiser, freer version of yourself. You've earned that kind of freedom. Number 4, not doing pelvic floor exercises. You're out to lunch with friends. Someone cracks a joke, and as you laugh, a sudden warmth reminds you, again, that your body doesn't hold like it used to. Your smile falters, just a little. You shift uncomfortably, hoping no one notices. You've packed a pad just in case, but inside a quiet frustration lingers. When did this become your new normal? Bladder leaks can feel like one of aging's most undignified surprises. But what many women don't realize is that the real issue isn't just age. It's a quiet weakening of the pelvic floor, a hidden but essential group of muscles at the base of the body. These muscles are responsible for holding up your bladder, uterus, and bowel, and when they lose strength, they can no longer do their job well. This decline doesn't happen overnight. It builds gradually, especially after childbirth, surgery, or hormonal shifts during menopause. And yet, because it's invisible, it often goes unnoticed until moments like that lunch. But here's the empowering truth. It doesn't have to stay this way. Many women resign themselves to pads, limited outings, or quiet embarrassment. But there is another way forward. Pelvic floor exercises, gentle, targeted movements, often called Kegels, can help rebuild the strength you thought was gone. They may be small motions, but their impact is deeply transformational. You don't need a gym, special clothing, or an hour out of your day. You can do these exercises anywhere, sitting in the car, lying in bed, waiting for the kettle to boil. No one will even know you're doing them, but you will, because with each clench and release, you're taking back control, rebuilding trust in your body, and giving yourself permission to live freely again. Yes, it takes consistency. And no, results may not come overnight, but this is your body learning to support you again. Every small improvement is a step toward more freedom, freedom to laugh without worry, to sneeze without fear, to move through the world without second-guessing yourself. And if you're unsure whether you're doing it right, don't let that stop you. Pelvic health physical therapists specialize in this very thing. They'll guide you, encourage you, and tailor a plan that fits your life. You don't have to navigate it alone. Think of it this way. Your body has carried you through a lifetime of stories, raising children, loving deeply, grieving losses, chasing dreams. It deserves your care. Strengthening your pelvic floor isn't just about leaks. It's about honoring everything your body has done for you and saying, I still believe in you. Bladder leaks may have taken you by surprise, but they don't get the final say. You have more power than you know, and with a few minutes of gentle attention each day, you can begin to feel that power return. Number 5, ignoring the urge to urinate during the day. Imagine this. You're at your granddaughter's school play, sitting in the middle of a crowded auditorium. The lights dim, the curtain rises, and suddenly your bladder sends a strong, urgent signal. There's no graceful way to get out quickly, and the next 30 minutes feel like a test of endurance. Now imagine if you had taken that 5-minute bathroom break earlier, even without a strong urge. You'd be fully present, laughing and clapping without discomfort. That's the power of prevention. Simple, mindful habits that let you enjoy life without the worry. Many people, especially older adults, tend to delay bathroom visits out of convenience, embarrassment, or simply because they feel too busy. Whether you're running errands, socializing, or just trying to avoid frequent interruptions, holding off on urinating might seem like a harmless habit. But in reality, this can set off a cascade of problems for your bladder health, especially as you age. The bladder is designed to signal when it needs to be emptied, but like any muscle, it can be trained, for better or worse. Routinely ignoring the urge to go can lead to a stretched-out bladder that no longer communicates effectively with the brain. Over time, this dulls your sensitivity to early warning signs, which means you might not feel the need to urinate until the bladder is at capacity. This can result in a sudden, overwhelming urge, and for some, an increased risk of leakage or accidents. Beyond the physical strain, there's a mental toll. When you consistently override your body's signals, you start to second-guess them. You may downplay the sensation of fullness or convince yourself it can wait. Eventually, your body stops sending those early signals altogether, leaving you vulnerable to sudden urgency. This not only disrupts daily activities, but can also erode confidence in social situations, creating unnecessary stress and isolation. Older adults, particularly women over 70, face additional challenges. Aging naturally brings changes in bladder elasticity and pelvic floor strength. When muscles are weaker and signals are delayed, the margin for error becomes very slim. A moment's hesitation or a bathroom that's a bit too far away can lead to an unplanned and distressing accident. Fortunately, retraining your bladder is entirely possible. Adopting a routine of scheduled bathroom visits every 2 to 3 hours, even when the urge feels mild, can help restore balance. This steady rhythm prevents overfilling, reduces the risk of leaks, and strengthens the communication between your bladder and brain. It's a small change that can make a significant impact on quality of life. Think of this routine as proactive care rather than inconvenience. Just as you wouldn't ignore hunger or thirst, responding to your bladder's needs should be part of your everyday wellness habits. Over time, you may even find a sense of control and reassurance returning, along with reduced anxiety about urgent situations or long outings. Incorporating these mindful practices doesn't just protect your physical health, it also safeguards your dignity and independence. A few extra minutes throughout your day to respond to your body's natural needs could be the key to staying active, confident, and comfortable well into your later years. Number 6, overlooking the impact of chronic constipation. Imagine trying to open an umbrella in a tight hallway. There's simply no room for it to function. That's what your bladder experiences when your bowels are backed up. The bladder and rectum sit side by side in the pelvis, and when stool accumulates in the bowel, it physically crowds the bladder. That pressure limits how much urine it can comfortably hold and interferes with its ability to empty properly, often leading to more frequent urges or even sudden leaks. It may not be obvious at first, but the state of your bowels can significantly influence how your bladder behaves, especially in older adults. When constipation becomes a frequent issue, it doesn't just affect digestion. It can disrupt bladder control by altering how much space and support the bladder has. This isn't just discomfort, it's a mechanical problem that affects the whole pelvic region. Some women may notice they have to urinate more often or feel urgency even when the bladder isn't full. Others might feel a vague sense of abdominal pressure, mistaking it for a urinary issue when it's actually caused by bowel buildup. In some cases, leaks may happen during straining or bowel movements, particularly if the pelvic floor muscles are weakened. Constipation is especially common in older adults and often overlooked. It may be chalked up to aging, reduced appetite, or slower metabolism. But the real causes are often more straightforward: dehydration, lack of fiber, decreased activity, or side effects from medications. These factors are common but manageable, and when ignored, they quietly place stress on the bladder and pelvic system. The good news? Supporting bowel health can greatly improve bladder function. Start by drinking more water throughout the day to soften stool and keep digestion moving. Add high-fiber foods like leafy greens, beans, and whole grains. Even gentle movement, like stretching or a daily walk, stimulates regularity and reduces pressure on the bladder. If constipation persists, don't just live with it. Consult your doctor. They can recommend fiber supplements, adjust medications, or explore gentle laxatives if needed. Ignoring the issue only prolongs discomfort and increases the risk of bladder symptoms that are mistaken for aging. Additionally, learning and practicing pelvic floor exercises, Kegels, can help strengthen the muscles that support both the bowel and bladder. With stronger coordination in that region, you'll experience better control during moments of stress like sneezing, coughing, or lifting something heavy. Addressing constipation isn't just about going to the bathroom regularly, it's about restoring balance between your body's core systems. When your digestive and urinary functions are aligned, you'll feel more comfortable, more in control, and better equipped to enjoy your daily activities without worry. Number 7, when clothing silently works against you. We often choose our clothes based on what feels familiar, flattering, or functional. But as we age, our bodies evolve, And the outfits that once empowered us might now be quietly working against our comfort and well-being. One of the most overlooked culprits when it comes to bladder discomfort? Clothing that's simply too tight around the midsection. Tight waistbands, shapewear, and snug pants may seem harmless or even helpful for posture and appearance. But beneath that fitted fabric, your body is being compressed, especially your bladder. When the abdomen is under constant pressure, it reduces the bladder's space to expand. Think of trying to fill a balloon inside a tight jar. It fills, but not without resistance, and certainly not to its full potential. That pressure doesn't just feel uncomfortable, it sends false alarms. You might feel the need to urinate even when your bladder isn't full. Over time, that chronic compression increases sensitivity and trains your body to respond to the pressure instead of its natural rhythm. What starts as a minor annoyance becomes a daily pattern of urgency, anxiety, and disrupted routines. What's more, that same tightness can interfere with the pelvic floor muscles, the very muscles that help you maintain control. These muscles need space to move, contract, and support you. When they're compressed all day by stiff fabric or restrictive garments, they weaken over time, making leaks more likely and exercises less effective. You may not even realize your clothing is contributing to the problem. Often the hints are subtle. A red mark on your stomach at the end of the day, discomfort after meals, or a need to unbutton your pants when sitting too long. These aren't just signs of bloating or posture. They're messages from your body asking for a little more breathing room. Here is the truth. Your body has been carrying you through life for decades. It has earned the right to be comfortable. You do not need to squeeze into outdated definitions of what you should wear to be seen, valued, or put together. The more you listen to your body with kindness and respect, the more it will give back in strength, balance, and ease. This is not about giving up on yourself. It's about finally choosing yourself. But here's the empowering truth. Comfort and confidence can coexist. You don't have to choose between style and wellness. There are beautiful, body-friendly clothes designed with stretch, softness, and support in mind. High-waisted, wide-banded pants, flowy tunics, breathable fabrics that move with you instead of against you. These changes aren't downgrades, they're upgrades to the way you feel every day. And if you rely on support garments for back pain or posture, try wearing them selectively, perhaps just during activity, and switching to targeted support pieces that don't compress your entire torso. Your body deserves support, not suffocation. Changing your clothing might seem small, but it can lead to powerful relief. Imagine waking up, getting dressed, and moving through your day without a single tug, squeeze, or second thought about whether you'll make it to the bathroom on time. That peace of mind isn't out of reach. It starts with honoring how your body feels, not just how it looks. You've spent decades dressing for others, for work, for appearances, for expectations. Maybe now is the moment to dress for you, for comfort, for freedom, for ease. Because every layer you remove that doesn't serve you is one step closer to moving confidently through life without restriction. Number 8, breaking free from the just getting older myth. There's a quiet story many women tell themselves when bladder troubles start creeping in. This is just part of getting older. It's a story so common it almost feels like fact. But here's the thing, believing that your body's discomfort, urgency, or leaks are inevitable simply because of age is one of the biggest barriers to reclaiming control and comfort. It's not just a story, it's a trap. You might see others around you accepting bladder issues as a normal inconvenience of aging. Sometimes it's joked about, other times it's hushed like a secret no one wants to admit. Even healthcare providers may not bring it up unless you start the conversation. And so the cycle continues. Women suffer in silence, thinking it's just their new normal. But let me be clear, common doesn't mean unavoidable. Age alone does not have to define your bladder health or your confidence. Many factors contribute to bladder changes. Things like pelvic muscle weakness, certain medications, diet, hormonal shifts, or even previous surgeries. The good news? Most of these causes can be addressed, managed, or improved. Too many women wait until their bladder issues shape every aspect of their lives. Planning outings around bathroom access, avoiding social events, or losing sleep from nighttime trips. These aren't just inconveniences. They chip away at your joy, freedom, and peace of mind. And yet, all too often, the first step toward relief is simply opening up the conversation. Today, medical science offers a variety of solutions: specialized pelvic therapy, medication tweaks, lifestyle adjustments, and even minimally invasive procedures that can significantly improve or even eliminate symptoms. But none of these tools can help if the problem stays unspoken. Here's the truth. Your body is remarkably resilient. It listens, adapts, and can respond positively to change, even if it feels late in the game. You deserve to give yourself permission to seek help, to ask questions, and to try new approaches. This isn't about admitting weakness. It's about claiming your strength and honoring your dignity. Don't wait for embarrassment or discomfort to reach a breaking point. The moment you decide to speak up and explore your options is the moment you start to take back control, on your terms and at your pace. And remember, healing isn't just physical, it's emotional too. Reframing your mindset from "I have to accept this" to "I can improve this" can empower you to break free from limitations you never deserved. It opens doors to new confidence, more social connection, and nights of restful sleep. You've navigated decades of life's challenges with courage and grace. Now, when it comes to your bladder health, you have the tools and the right to demand better. Speak up, seek support, and take that first step. You're not alone, and brighter days are possible. Now that we've explored these 8 surprising habits, take a moment to reflect. How many have quietly become part of your daily routine? Not out of neglect, but because they felt comfortable or just how things are. Here's the truth. Bladder changes after 70 aren't simply about aging. They're about awareness. And awareness opens the door to choice. You've learned that habits like holding it too long, late-night drinks, or even tight clothing affect your bladder more than you might think. You've seen how muscle strength, digestion, and mindset all play a role. You're not alone. Many women are navigating this journey, seeking better ways to feel secure and comfortable. The good news? Improvements are within reach. You don't have to accept leaks or urgency as your new normal. Small, consistent steps can restore your confidence and control. Every change you make tells your body, "I'm paying attention, I care." So which habit stood out to you? Maybe it's a new insight or a familiar routine you're ready to shift. Remember, this isn't about doing everything at once. It's about starting where you are and embracing growth. Because life after 70 isn't an ending. It's your ongoing, beautiful story. Thank you for being here. Please share your thoughts below. And if you found this helpful, like and subscribe to support more inspiring content. See you next time.